What's something horrible that happens in society but is 100 legal? Elective medically unnecessary neonatal male genital mutilation. Specifically in the United States and certain religions. It is a plain human rights abuse. It removes bodily integrity from that human being. Obviously there are other issues with mutilating a child. Unfortunately, most Americans are not up to speed with the rest of the developed world on this issue. Male and female genital cutting are both equally evil practices. Wage theft. If the moment minimum wage became law, it had been tied to local cost of living. At current costs, minimum wage would be between $20-30. And we wouldn't have millions of corporate cuckoldly-wearing Monster Energy brothers screeching about those jobs are for teens because the wage increase would have been gradual, keeping up with inflation and increased profits, etc. Lying to girls and deafing them, then breaking up. It's basically rape for me, lying to say like we gon' get married anyways or getting her drunk and making her accept it. Guys praise this type of behavior and make fun of it. I got a pretty girl man, I said we gon' get married, then I after hard men, yeah it was crazy. Selling brain chemistry altering medicine which is used to treat made up illnesses which no one, if you ask, has a clue what it actually is, and the side effects mutilating your brain over decades until it's too late to fix anything. Routine new infant circumcision. Let's not do surgery on babies' genitals so they look better to us. It's so easy to not do that. If an adult wants to be circumcised, that's their business and their business. At least 97 current members of Congress bought or sold stock, bonds or other financial assets that intersected with their congressional work or reported similar transactions by their spouse or a dependent child. Some jobs will force you to use vacation time if you're sick because they think sick pay is too much. Catch COVID? Hope you weren't planning to do anything else the rest of the year cause that time's gone. Having an au pair. The ability for a rich family to bring in a young woman under the guise of a cultural exchange and she works 40 hours a week for $250. It is indentured servitude. Added clarity. We got people making slave wages for companies boasting about record profits. These cunts realize the 99 peasants are too busy about dumb shit so they keep robbing the people that keep them rich. It's unfortunate that homelessness is considered illegal. It should be illegal for cities to design benches that are incredibly uncomfortable just to ensure a homeless person can't sleep on it. Offenses lining up on 4th and less than 5, with no intention of snapping the ball into play, just trying to draw the defense offside. Calling timeout to ice the opposing field goal kicker. Tanning salons. So dangerous and they're illegal in a few countries. They should be at least highly regulated. UV booths should only be used under doctor supervision for medical conditions. Cops pulling you over and confiscating all your money for evidence because they think you might be doing something wrong with it. Cops saying you have to wait X amount of hours to file a missing persons report. But after the first 48 hours the likelihood of finding a missing person decreases drastically. In most states there are no laws about overtime other than you need to be paid 1.5x. Companies can make you work 70 hours and if you don't want to show up they can fire you. Disowning children for homophobia or something, I think that should be illegal. Or like in general, being hateful to queer kids and destroying their self-confidence. There are still states where the age where a girl can legally marry is lower than the age of consent. Age in the United States. Watch the telemarketers documentary. People can call you, claim they're raising money for the police, and keep 90 of it. Or even lie and say they are police officers. Door-knocking religious zealots and direct debit-seeking charity collectors regularly making unsolicited house calls to random strangers' home addresses. That old senile people in cognitive decline have total control to tax us into oblivion and control our quality of life with unrestricted power. The fact that for-profit medical industries and the concept of health insurance exist. Also for-profit utilities, schools, and prisons. Price gouging. Hey! Just so you're more aware that we're all feeling the hurt of inflation, we're raising your monthly bill by 20. False rape accusations. Might not be 100 legal. But in many cases word against word leads to the victim winning either way. Bipedal creatures actually vote for Boobert, Margarine Toilet Grunt, high hair gates and the rest of the Trumpanzees. Hostile architecture. Designing public spaces with the expressed intent of being uncomfortable to be on long term. Something horrible that has happened to the 8 billion people alive right now is non-consent 3 types of sex. Every law and loophole that makes rich people pay less taxes, while those laws hit harder on non-rich people. Stupid high prices for everything: food, house, gas, medicine, etc. Despite being the same shitty quality. People dying because they don't have the money to get into the hospital or acquire their basic necessities. People in big cities wearing costumes and trying to take a cute picture to scam a family out of money. Turning a blind eye to crimes that happen in a prison. I believe that's a type of cruel punishment. The coexistence of filthy rich billionaires and people who are barely making it to another day. No law for the rich, no tax for the rich. Edit, mzi differ in your country. Good for you then. Cannibalism is legal in California. Saw a tweaker eating a dead body in an alley one time. Somebody write all this down and make this your campaign platform. You have one vote already. Abortion. Even if it is morally justified, it isn't preferable for a moral society. Adopting a dog from a shelter and driving it straight to the vet to have it killed. Politicians trading stocks, etc., options or whatever, using inside information. Faking a disability. Anthony S. Ferraro is very good at it. That guy is a fake. Countries are owned by banks and keep voting for crooks won't change anything. Companies bragging about record profits yet giving no more than 2 raises. Middle management treating employees like shit to meet their own needs. Parents putting children on social media should be highly regulated. Teens self-diagnosing themselves with every possible mental illness. Military and controlled 2 substances. Providers overprescribing. Flushed face. Spousal abuse is still legal in many places. Russia for instance. Cops getting away with literal murder. Rafhan Navikhandula murder. Private equity. Screaming the N-word on a plane while wearing a Burger King crown. Some of the horrendously filthy workplaces I've had to endure. People dying because they can afford necessary medication. Social media influencers being accessible to teens' kids. Tax laws being so friendly for millionaires and billionaires. Family YouTubers, Instagrammers. Using your kids for views. Nazis marching in America. We had a war to get rid of them. Profiteering companies using prisoners for slavery is legal. Frequent alcohol consumption. Makes you depressed forever. People still thinking that pineapple belongs on pizza. Not letting women choose to wear religious coverings. I have to work for money and follow laws. No fair. Pension funds make bad investments and go bankrupt.